Hey guys, welcome to the next episode. Today I'm going to show you how to use pen tool in Illustrator. At first I'm going to show you the basic usage of pen tool, and later we will move on to drawing something with our pen tool. So let's start. First of all, we need to choose pen tool. Pen tool is on the left side. Over here it's the fifth tool from the top, and the shortcut is P. If we hold the left key, we will see a list over here, so we need to choose pen tool. And now, using pen tool is quite easy. First of all, we can use it by simply clicking on the starting point and then ending point, and we can create our graphics simply by clicking, just like this. Let me remove the graphic. So this is the first basic usage of pen tool. By just clicking, we can create graphics. Another one, it's also very useful, is when we, for example, click on the starting point and then click on the ending point, but we are holding left mouse button and then we are dragging, we can create curves, just like this. So try to create curve like this, and then after we have this, we can just click somewhere, for example here, one time, and as you can see, it's automatically adding another curve. So try to practice that. And then the next point, if we click, it would just be straight line. So if we want to make another curve, we would hold the left mouse button and then drag it again to make another curve. And then the second one will be automatically added as a curve, just like this. So try to use pen tool like this. And then we're going to move to the next thing. So let's click on the starting point down here. Then let's draw curve like we did before. But now let's say we want our curve to go up here, and up here. So if I click and try to make the curve, as you can see, it's not working as we want it. So a solution to that is, you can press Ctrl Z if you want to go undo the last action. So the solution to that is to move our mouse to this anchor point over here, and when we see word anchor, we click on it, and as you can see, this handle was removed. That means this angle will not be here anymore. So now when I click over here and I drag it, I can draw a curve. So one more time, if I need to do that, I just move my mouse here to remove the handle, and then I can draw another curve. So try to do that, because that's very useful if you're using pen tool for drawing in Adobe Illustrator or any other program, because pen tool works pretty much the same in every graphics designer program like Adobe Illustrator, Inkscape or Affinity Designer. Now when we finish our graphic, we can simply click on the selection tool. This will stop drawing and we've got our graphic done. So those are the basic this is the basic usage of our pen tool, and now we're going to draw something. So let me select everything and then delete it. And we're going to draw a flower. So in order to do that, I'm going to show you at the same time how we can trace a simple image of a flower. So I prepared a flower photograph over here. I took it from pixabay.com. So if you want to find the same picture, all you have to do is go to pixabay.com. And then in the search over here, you need to type white flower. And then somewhere on the first page, you will find this image. So if you want to practice on the same image, feel free to go to pixabay.com and get it. And to copy it, of course, we have to right click and then we choose copy image. Once we copy, we go back to our Adobe Illustrator and we need to paste it. To paste, we can click Edit, Paste, or we can press Ctrl V on the keyboard, and as you can see, it was pasted. So right now we are using selection tool, so let's move our flower and resize it a little bit. Make sure you hold Shift while you are resizing, because if you don't hold Shift, then the proportions will not be kept. So we've got a flower looking like this over here. And now we will change opacity a little bit. Let's change it maybe to 70%, so it's somehow blending with the background. And once we do this on the right side, we need to find layers, that's how they look. expand the layers, and we will lock this image over here so it will not be moving. And now, once we have our flower, we choose pen tool over here, or by clicking P, and we start drawing from the center of our flower to this point over here. We're just dragging it so it will fit perfectly, and release left mouse button. Next thing we do is to remove this handle. So as you remember, all we have to do is click on the anchor point, and then we can click on the starting point and drag it the other way to fit perfectly. So right now we've got this petal over here, and once we finish it, we need to, of course, make sure that we start drawing from the center of the flower, because I'm going to show you how easily we can copy this all around to make our flower. And once we have it, we can click on selection tool over here. We click on our flower, and now we can change the color of it, because every other petal will have the same color, so we can change the color now. To change the color, you can click over here on this swatches palette. If you don't have it, you can just click window and then find swatches over here, and then you can choose which color you want your petal to be. Yeah, simply as that. Or we can also use gradient. And gradients are over here. And one more time, if you don't have it, you have to click window and then gradient. And over here, we can click on the gradient, or we can click on the arrow and then choose the gradient that we like. And of course, you can also adjust this gradient. So right now we've got this gradient over here, but to adjust it, we can, for example, click over here 2 times, and then we can change the color to any color we want. Or we can click on the ending point over here 2 times, and that's the same thing. We can just change the color to whatever color we want. So let's say I want white color over here, and I want to change opacity maybe to 90%, and I want to swap the colors so it will be white in the center and pink going out. And we can also change the angle over here to fit more to whatever we are looking for, whatever effect we are looking for. And over here we can change from linear to gradient if we want. I'm going to keep it as linear. So once we have our petal done, we can start copying it across the flower. In order to do that, we choose this tool over here. It's called rotate tool, and the shortcut is R. As you can see, it's called rotate tool, so we click on it, and after we click on it, in the center of our object there is this target mark. So what we want to do is move this target mark to the center of our flower. In order to do that, we just need to click over there. And as you can see, the target is in the center, so now we will be able to copy our petal. In order to do this, we have to hold Alt key, and as you can see, when I press Alt, right now I'm pressing Alt and it's black and white cursor. When I release Alt, it's only black cursor. Yes, so when we press Alt, we can drag it down so it will fit on the second petal, more or less. It doesn't have to be perfect. And as you can see, we've got our second petal done. And now, if we want to repeat exactly the same action, all we have to do is press Ctrl D, and as you can see, it's copied by exactly the same amount of percentage. On Mac, it would be Command D. Yeah, so as you can see, I use Ctrl D several times, and it went all around, and now I have a flower pretty much finished. What is missing is the middle part over here. So in order to do that, we're going to deselect the flower like I did right now, and we're going to choose Ellipse tool. And with Ellipse tool, we can start drawing from the center. When we start drawing from the center, we need to hold Alt key. That will make sure the center point of the circle will be actually the center point where we clicked. And we also hold Shift key, so it will be a perfect circle. So let's say I'm going to draw something like this. And of course we need to change the colors. So we change the colors on the right side where we see gradient, we can change the colors to anything we want. I'm going to choose maybe a little bit more yellow colors like this, and this one I want to be also yellow, maybe something like this. And then we can change the stroke over here, for example, and I want the stroke to be maybe red, and increase the stroke to be a little bit bolder. So right now the center looks like this, and we can adjust it also a little bit. So we click on it, we can move, for example, this point over here, so this will be better looking, and we can roughen up the edges, so it will look more like the flower that we had in the background. So to roughen the edges, we go up here to Effect, Distort and Transform, and then we've got Roughen. And now, when we click Preview, as you can see, it's already showing us how the effect will look like. So you can just play with those sliders over here to choose the effect that you want. As you can see here, we've got some options to choose from, so just find the effect that you want it to be. Let's say I'm going to go with something like this, and maybe this, and then we click OK. And of course, if this is too big, we can always click on this selection tool, and then we can, of course, make it a little bit smaller. When you are resizing, remember to hold Alt key, so it will be from the center point, and Shift key if you want it to be a perfect circle. So right now our flower is pretty much ready. There is only one part missing down here. So the last part that is missing is over here. So this will be quite easy. We can just click somewhere down here, and then we click where we want it to end. We can adjust it a little bit, remove the anchor point, we click here, and then we end it somewhere over here. And now we can of course change the colors of it, so we click on the selection tool and we can change the colors. I'm going to choose maybe this one and change, or maybe Orchid, and change this one to green one. And also change opacity to 100%, and then change this pink one also to green one. And once I have this done, I'm going to remove the stroke around. And once I have it, I can move it to the back, so we can, for example, open layers. And we see this up here, and we can just drag it behind our flower, so it will be behind. And if it's not perfectly in the center, we can of course move it to the left or to the right if we want, or any other place. And now we can also disable the image layer, so we can see how our flower actually looks like. And this is how it currently will look like. Of course, you can work with your own colors, you can try to make your own flower, just make it look in the way that you like. But this is basically how we use our pen tools, so I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next episode where I'll show you some more techniques of using Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to draw some other things, a little bit more complicated than that. If you have any questions, you can of course ask them in the comments, I'll try to answer all of them. And that's it for today. Remember to hit thumbs up, subscribe our channel and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.